Guys, welcome back to a brand new edition Full Time Reds. Um, Thank you for joining in. Thank you for tuning in. Very much appreciated. Every time I try prepping a show, news moves that quick that whatever I've prepped just goes out the window. And as you can see, I'm just getting white hair trying to just keep up with Man United and what's going on. So on today's show, I'm going to cover the Mazraoui, Dumfries, and Wan-Bissaka triangle that's currently going on. News just broke a minute ago. Sorry if I butchered the names. I apologise. McTominay to Fulham, what's happening there, and with the second bid potentially coming in. Why the transfer market is currently slowing down for us and others as well. Branthwaite and could there be a third bid and what to expect in the preseason games. If you've not subscribed or left a comment or put the notifications on, please do so. It means a lot to me. And thank you for viewing and supporting. So let's get straight into it. News brought this afternoon that Mazraoui, I'm going to call him Mazraoui, right? Apologies. He's pulled out the West Ham. That deal's brought down. So to me, that United are now back in for him. I think he's a much better option than Dumfries. Reason being, he can play both sides, and we haven't got the budget to be signing another left back and right back as well. And I think that would open the door for us to sell Wan-Bissaka directly to Inter rather than trying to do a swap deal or even potentially West Ham. But they were saying that Wan-Bissaka fancied going back to Inter, not going back, sorry, fancied going to Inter rather than West Ham. And I think it's a move, and I know a lot of fans are worried that we keep signing a lot of Ajax players or ex-Dutch or Dutch players. I think it's nothing to worry about, in my opinion. I think it's just something that is just happening and just something we've got to deal with. It's not like they're all ex-Ajax. I think we've only signed 2, 3 ex-Ajax players. But I think this is a better move because he can also play CDM as well, Mazraoui, which gives us a bit of flexibility in there. But really, we need a right back who can play left back or a left back that can play right back. We don't need somebody that can just play one position because the history on Shaw is ridiculous. He's injured all the time. And secondly, Malacia is still recovering from an injury. A lot of people probably don't know this, but actually, what happened with Malacia was that when a player gets an injury and needs surgery, they are given an option at all clubs whether they want to pick their own surgeon or use the club recommendation. He picked his own surgeon, and the surgery didn't go well. And then he had to have the surgery again with a recommended surgeon from Manchester United, if I understand that correctly. And that's why it's taking time. And if you remember, he came back in Feb and then disappeared again. But he's on the grass. Hopefully, he gets better. And he is a good player, somebody that we could really do with this season. Coming on to McTominay, I know he's on the US tour, but there are bids in for him, and Fulham are looking to launch a second bid from the research I've done. And it's just going to come down to him wanting to play more regularly. He is a good impact player, but if you are adding in players like Xerxes, who are of similar frame and big size wise, and you want to start playing a different way and start, not having to just keep throwing him on like we used to do with Fellaini, I think it is best if he does move on. Plus, he can get regular game time. He's a good player. He gives you 8 to 10 goals a season. Not many midfielders can do that. Conor Gallagher's been tied at 50 mil, and he doesn't play any position really that well. So I expect him to move. That will open up the PSR issues and the PSR where we will give us more, because he's a homegrown player, gives us more profit, and then we can go and buy players. I think if we sell McTominay, we'll be able to bring in 2 players with that. So midfielder and a right back, or midfielder and a centre back would be looking at what will happen. And in my opinion, we should what the reason the transfer market is currently slowing down for us is that PSR is an issue where profit and sustainability, and what we don't want to be doing is spending more money, which we can, and then being penalized next summer. And I think what we're seeing now are the contracts that were given under Ed Woodward and others, which we're struggling to really move on. Anthony is an example at maybe 150 to 200 grand a week. Lindelof, Maguire are players that you're seeing that we're struggling to move on. And I don't think there's a much appetite for them to move on themselves. If you look at Christian Eriksen's interview, he said, "Look, I enjoy Manchester, I love it, but I need to play regular." So you can see he'll probably move, and that's the good attitude to have. Um, I think Lindelof will be going, but I think the bids that are coming in currently for our players are too low. They're not very, very high, and they're like maybe some of them will probably be like 10 million and less, and that's we're being lowballed basically, and it doesn't really, because if we were to replace some of them, it'll cost us double or triple that. So I think for the next 4 weeks. We're on the 26th of July. I think for the next 3 weeks, the market will be a bit slow, in my opinion, and then it will pick up towards the end. Once the season starts, the market will pick up depending on results, and you'll see other teams panicking or trying to buy players, and that will have a effect or a domino effect. We're at a point where teams are currently playing hardball. You're seeing that with Bayern and others as well. Coming on to Branthwaite, I heard he was holding out for more money. He wanted Everton to match the salary he was on. He was offered by United. I can't see Everton doing that. And I think the guys at the top want him, and I think we'll probably end up getting him because I can't see us getting Delit. I think they want a left centre back who with a left-footed centre back who could potentially play left back in the worst case scenario, which he is. Is he worth 60? No, in my opinion, he's worth 35, 40 tops. Tops at that. But I suppose we'll have to see how it plays out with Everton, whose takeover has fallen through as well. So what impact that has on them and their stadium, I don't know. But I might be doing a podcast with with Everton fan TV and getting them on and getting their view on this and get their point of view on where they are financially and what potentially might happen. And just kind of finishing off on what to expect in pre-season. We've got Arsenal on Sunday or Saturday or Sunday. Expect us to start seeing us. I was looking at the training videos that came out this morning actually, and you're starting to see it. What we're trying to do and what we're trying to implement in our game. I guess results don't matter for us. It's more about seeing a systematic way of playing, and I think that's what you will see, because for us as fans, it's not about the results. We want to see what are we about and what will we, how will we play, how will we implement the game, how, and that's what we want to see from the games. I don't care if we win or lose. I want to see something positive over the weekend and over this US tour before we go to that City game. And lastly, this morning, news of Andreas. Um, is that the name, Andreas? Andreas Jodson, new set piece coach coming in, highly recommended by Jason Wilcox. And somebody that's quite high. When I looked into him, I know United People's TV are doing a really good video. They did a really good video, a thread on him, about him. He was somebody that worked very well at Southampton as a set piece, and I think he worked at Brentford as well. And if I'm not mistaken, the Arsenal set piece coach is his understudy. And there's a great X account called Saints Statistics for Southampton, and they did a really good piece on him, on why he's really, really good and why he's highly regarded. Let me see if I can pull it up. Actually, Saints. So there we go. I've got it here. Saint. Here we go. There we go. Let me get this up. If I can pull the thread up, let me just load it up. Right. Okay. I've got this here. So let me just do a screen share. Sharing the screen. Let me add it to. Here we go. Let's do a full screen on this if we can. Perfect. Okay. So former Saints FC set piece coach Andreas Jodson may be on the way to Manchester United. Huge move if true. He's so talented and is utterly deserved. There's some stats here. Where's it gone? Current state of MC squad. July, where is it gone? Sorry. Here we go. Let me load this up. And I was looking at the comments, what people said about him and what they were thought about him. And where's it gone? Let me just pull it up if I can find it. Saints have a history this season, and you can see only one goal conceded from set pieces, which was huge for them, and how he helped them perform, not from offensively, defensively as well. And this was a really, really beneficial for them. We had a set piece coach in the past, which didn't really work, and he moved on. So this is again, we're constantly adding to the team, and this is going to take time. When they are saying this is going to take 3 windows, um, three 3 years, 6 windows, keep that in mind. We might hire coaches that don't work, we might sign players that don't work. So it's going to take time. Let's stay positive. Keep in mind the window is going to slow down, in my opinion, as I've said. I'll be back with a new video as soon as we have some more news. I don't want to do videos for the sake of it. For me, it's about doing videos when there's a bit more, information to share. If you've not subscribed, got involved, please do so. Thank you for tuning in.